Tonight I speak to you, my child. I see every battle that has touched your life, the ones that can be seen and the ones that are hidden inside your heart. I see wounds in the body that make each movement heavy. I see storms in the mind that you carry in silence. I see the quiet ache in your spirit that no one else seems to understand. And I say to you now, you are not standing alone on any battlefield. I am here with you, and I defend you. There is no struggle that escapes my sight, not the pain that presses on your chest when the night becomes too quiet, not the memories that return when you close your eyes, not the fears about tomorrow that you try to push away. Every part of you is known by me. Every tear that has fallen has been counted by me. I am not distant from your story. I am present in it. I walk into every scene where you feel weak, and I speak strength over you. Long ago my servant David sang to me with a heart that had tasted many battles. He had seen enemies rise up against him. He had felt fear and weakness. Yet he sang that I gave him strength for the battle and that I brought his enemies low. Tonight I repeat that truth over you. I am the one who trains your hands for the battles you face. I am the one who gives courage to your heart when you think you cannot go on. I am the one who touches your inner being so that you stand when everything else tells you to fall. You have tried many times to carry life in your own strength. You have told yourself that you must be strong for everyone, that you have no right to break, that you have to figure everything out on your own. Yet, my child, I never asked you to walk this road without me. I have always invited you to lean into my arms, to let me be the one who thinks for you, defends you, and covers you. Tonight I gently take that heavy armor of self-effort off your shoulders and I place upon you the strength that comes from me alone. Now in your mind, look toward the horizon. Imagine the last light of the day resting on the edge of the earth, the sky brushed with soft orange, gentle pink, quiet purple, the sun slowly sinking as if heaven itself is closing your day with a warm hand. Every color in that sky is a reminder that I go before you. I am already standing in the days that you fear. I am already present in the conversations that worry you. I am already making a way where you cannot imagine any path at all. The distance that you see as unknown is a place where I am already working for your good. There are things you have asked for and things you have been too tired to ask. There are dreams you barely dare to mention and fears you speak only in silence. Yet I am able to do more than all of that. More than what you ask. More than what you think is even possible. My power is not limited by your imagination or by your past failures. When you feel small and fragile, I do not step back from you. I draw closer. I bend low to meet you where you really are, not where you pretend to be. And I hold you there with patience and care. So now, my child, begin to rest your body. Feel the bed under you receiving your weight. Let the mattress carry you the way my grace carries your life. Adjust your pillow slowly. Pull the blanket over you as if you were wrapping yourself in my kindness. Let your shoulders drop a little lower. Let your jaw relax. Unclench your hands. You do not need to hold everything together tonight. Breathe in gently through your nose. Hold for a moment. Then let the air leave your lungs slowly. With every breath you take, allow your heart to whisper, I am safe in you. Imagine that your thoughts are like a curtain in a dark room. For a long time that curtain has been closed, and inside it has felt tight and heavy. Now in your mind see my hand taking hold of that curtain and drawing it open. As it moves aside, soft light begins to pour in. The light is warm but not harsh. It does not expose you to shame. It chases away shadows that have clung to the corners of your mind. As the light enters, the room of your inner world becomes gentle and calm. There is no need to fear what my light will reveal, for I come to heal, not to harm. Every anxious thought that rushes through you is like a dark shape trying to stay in that room. Memories of failures, worries about money, concerns for your family, fear of sickness, regret over words spoken, fear of rejection. Now as my light fills the room, see these shadows dissolve one by one. They cannot remain where I am welcome, and tonight you are welcoming me. Your willingness to open even a small part of your heart is enough for me to begin a deep work. You do not have to fix yourself. First, you simply have to allow me to enter. Breathe again slowly. Let the air travel deep into your lungs. Feel your chest rise and fall. Feel the rhythm of your breathing begin to match the gentle rhythm of my love. I am not impatient with you. I am not frustrated by your slowness to trust. I understand the weight of every disappointment that made you cautious. I know the exact moment your heart began to believe that you were on your own. Tonight I stand beside that wounded place and I speak a different story over you. You are not abandoned. You are not unseen. You are not fighting without help. There was once a father whose heart was breaking for his child. He wanted healing, but he felt the mixture of faith and doubt inside himself. When he stood before me, his words carried both hope and fear. He believed, yet he also felt how fragile that belief was. I saw all of it. I saw every tremble. And I did not turn him away. I met him in that tension. I honored the small seed of trust he brought to me, and I acted with compassion. So tonight when you feel that your faith is too small, too shaky, remember that I do not demand perfection from you. I ask for honesty. I respond to hearts that come as they are. You are allowed to say to me in the quiet of this room that you believe and that you struggle at the same time. You are allowed to admit that you are tired of pretending that everything is fine. You are allowed to whisper that you are afraid. And when you do, I do not step back. I step closer. I gather your uncertainty into my hands. I cover your doubt with my faithfulness. I remind you that my power does not depend on your strength. My grace is enough precisely where you feel the weakest. My power shows itself most clearly when you have reached the end of your own resources. You have tried to be strong for so long that weakness feels like failure to you. But in my kingdom, weakness is not the end. Weakness is the doorway where my presence enters. When you cannot lift your head, I lift it. When you cannot pray long prayers, I hear the smallest sigh from your heart. When you cannot see a way forward, I become the lamp at your feet and the flame that refuses to go out. I am not disappointed in you for being human. I shaped your heart knowing its limits, and I chose to love you completely, knowing every single one of your fragile places. I say to you now, be strong in me. Do not force yourself to be strong by yourself. Strength in me does not look like hard walls that never break. Strength in me looks like a soul that knows where to run, a soul that returns again and again to my arms. Even after it has wandered, each step you take along the narrow road is not walked alone. My presence walks beside you. My hand rests on your shoulder. My voice whispers to your spirit that you can take the next step, not because you feel ready, but because I am with you. As you lie here, your limbs begin to feel heavier. This is not a burden but a mercy. Your body is finally allowed to rest. Your mind does not need to plan tomorrow. Your heart does not need to solve every problem tonight. Give yourself permission to let go. I am not only the Lord of your waking hours, I am the Lord of your sleep. While you close your eyes, I remain watchful. While your thoughts grow quiet, my thoughts toward you are still active and full of care. You are surrounded by a love that does not sleep or grow weary. Feel the room around you grow quieter. Notice the sounds fading into the background. Perhaps a soft hum in the distance. Perhaps the gentle creak of the house settling. All of it becomes part of a simple lullaby of the night. Over that quiet melody, I sing a song of peace over you. I speak to the storms inside your chest and I say, be still. I speak to the racing thoughts and I say, slow down. I speak to the ache in your soul and I say, you are held, you are loved, you are safe in me. When you abide in me, when you allow my words to sink deep into your heart, there is a quiet assurance that begins to grow inside you. It does not always shout, it often whispers. Yet its presence is steady. It is the calm knowing that even if circumstances are not yet changed, I am still in control. I am still writing your story with tenderness and wisdom. This inner assurance is the fruit of staying close to me, not only when you feel strong, but also, and especially, when you feel broken. You have desired a life of peace and joy. Sometimes you have searched for it in places that left you more empty, in success that faded, in approval that changed, in distractions that did not last. But real peace, deep peace, comes from my presence. When you dwell in me, I cover you from within. I fill the spaces that nothing else could fill. Tonight I offer you not just a moment of relief, but a relationship of rest. A way of living where your heart can breathe even when life around you is demanding. Now allow your breathing to become slow and steady again. Imagine that every inhale draws in my peace, and every exhale releases a little more of your burden. With each breath, lay down something heavy, the memory that keeps replaying, the conversation that hurt you, the worry about money, the fear for someone you love. One by one set them down at my feet. You do not have to hold any of them through the night. Give them to me and let your heart become light enough to sleep. My child, I am here in this room. Closer than the blanket around you, closer than the pillow beneath your head. I am not only watching over you from far away, I am with you. I am surrounding you with my presence. I am guarding the doorway of your mind. I am placing peace over your heart like a gentle hand. Where you have felt alone in the dark, I am now filling that darkness with my light. You do not walk into sleep as someone unprotected. You lie down as someone who is treasured, covered, and deeply loved. In this quiet moment I turn my face toward the Father and I pray for you. Father, here is your beloved child, the one you have known from before they took their first breath. You see the battles they have fought, the nights they have cried, the days they have pushed through with hidden pain. Tonight I ask that you wrap them in your peace. Let your presence be like a soft river flowing over their thoughts, washing away the dust of the day, calming the noise of fear, and soaking their soul in gentle rest. I ask that every care and concern that has clung to them would slowly loosen its grip. Let the worries that shout become distant and small. Let the shame that whispers lose its voice. Replace every anxious thought with the steady reminder that you are able to do more than they can ask or imagine. Remind this heart that heaven is not indifferent, that you are near to the weary and kind to the broken. Let your spirit counsel them through the night, even while their body sleeps, planting seeds of courage and hope deep within them. Father, for every battle this child faces, whether it is pain in the body, confusion in the mind, or warfare in the spirit, I ask that you stand as their defender. Surround them with your strength. Give them the quiet confidence that they do not fight alone. Just as you strengthened David in his day of battle, strengthen this child tonight. Where the adversary has tried to frighten them, silence every lie with your truth. Where darkness has tried to press in, fill that space with your unshakable light. Now, my child, as this prayer rests over you like a soft blanket, allow yourself to drift closer to sleep. You do not need to hold on to every word with effort. Let the words settle gently into your soul. Your only task now is to rest, to breathe, to receive. You have carried so much during the day. Tonight let me carry you. You are safe in my arms. You are guarded by my presence. You are loved beyond measure. Let your eyes grow heavy. Let your thoughts grow quiet and sink into the deep peace that I give you. As you lie here in the quiet, my child, I want you to know that resting in me is not something complicated or distant. It is very simple. It is like the way your body settles into the bed, the way your head settles into the pillow. When your weight is fully given to the mattress, you are no longer holding yourself up. In the same way, when your soul leans its full weight on me, you are no longer trying to carry life alone. This is what it means to abide in me, to remain in me, to stay close to me in the middle of everything. There were words I once spoke on the earth, words that are still alive for you tonight. I said that when you remain in me and my words remain in you, your desires are heard in heaven. The deepest longings of your heart are not ignored. You often desire peace. You long for a joy that does not disappear when circumstances change. You want to know that in the end everything will somehow be all right. When you abide in me, this quiet confidence begins to grow in you, not as a loud feeling, but as a steady warmth that does not leave. You have walked through days when your mind was so noisy that you could not hear my gentle voice, days when fear spoke louder than faith, when worry about the future wrapped itself around your chest like a tight band. Even then I was near, waiting for the moment you would turn your attention toward me again. Tonight you are doing that, even by listening, even by breathing and letting these words wash over you. You are drawing near to me. And when you draw near to me, I always draw near to you. I do not hesitate. I do not hold back my presence from you. There was a father who came to me long ago with his own storm of anxiety. His child was suffering. His heart was torn in many directions. He wanted to trust completely, yet inside he felt a deep trembling. He told me that he believed, and at the same time he asked me to help his unbelief. I saw the tension inside him. I saw the mixture of courage and fear, trust and doubt, and I did not shame him. I did not demand perfect faith. Instead, I moved with compassion. I acted with power in the middle of his weakness. My answer to him came from my love, not from his performance. So tonight you are allowed to come to me in the same way. You can tell me that you believe and still feel fragile. You can tell me that you want to trust and still feel nervous inside. I am not offended by your honesty. I welcome it. I would rather have your trembling truth than your polished pretending. When you speak from your real heart, even when your voice is quiet, heaven listens. My heart responds. I take your small seed of faith and I hold it gently. I breathe over it until it begins to grow. Your weakness does not reduce my power. Your limited strength does not drain mine. Your confusion does not confuse me. I do not need you to be perfect so that I can work in your life. In fact, it is within your weakness that my grace shines the brightest. When you reach the end of your own abilities, that is where you finally become aware that I have been carrying you all along. I do not stand back with folded arms waiting for you to impress me. I come close with open arms ready to sustain you when you can no longer stand. There are words written for you that say you can be strong in me and in the strength of my might. This strength is not the kind that hardens your heart or forces you to hide your feelings. It is a tender strength, a strength that lets you cry and still be safe, a strength that lets you rest without feeling guilty. When you walk a narrow path that others do not understand, I am walking it with you. When each step feels heavy, I am the one who quietly pushes you forward with my love. When you do not know which way to turn, I put light on the next small step. Not always on the whole road, but always enough for you to keep going. Each step on that narrow road is wrapped in my gentleness. I do not drive you like a harsh master. I lead you like a shepherd. I place my yoke on your shoulders, and that yoke is light because I am carrying the heavier side. When you feel crushed by expectations, remember that many of them are not from me. I did not ask you to be everything for everyone. I asked you to walk with me, to listen for my voice, to let me shape your priorities. When you let go of what others demand and hold on to what I whisper, you begin to feel free again. Tonight, as you breathe slowly, imagine that you are walking beside me in a quiet field. The sky above is soft and dark. The stars are beginning to appear one by one. The air is cool and gentle on your skin. You are not running. You are not hurrying. You are simply walking at a peaceful pace beside me. I do not rush you. I match my steps with yours. Every breath you take in this picture is a reminder that I am your source of life. Every exhale is a small release of the tension you have held all day. There are promises that say those who wait for me will renew their strength. This waiting is not empty and hopeless. It is more like sitting quietly with someone you trust. It is resting in the knowledge that I am working beneath the surface, the way roots grow in the dark soil where no one sees. While you sleep tonight, I am renewing your strength in ways you do not notice. I am tending to the places in your soul that have been worn down by worry. I am gently stitching together what has been torn. I am breathing fresh courage into the parts of you that felt like they could not face another day. You have said at times that you are exhausted, that you cannot sing, that you do not feel like praising, and yet there is a quiet song in you that has not died. I am the one who has become your song in the night. Your spirit knows this even when your emotions do not feel it. The melody of gratitude that rises from deep inside you, even in small ways, is like a soft and pleasant sound to me. It does not have to be loud. It does not have to be perfect. A simple thank you whispered in the dark, a small sigh of trust, is already a beautiful praise in my ears. When you think of praise, you may picture busy gatherings and loud voices, but tonight praise looks like surrender. It looks like you lying here and letting your heart lean into me. It looks like you choosing to believe that I am still good even when the day has been heavy. It looks like you allowing yourself to be loved. Often you have given love to others and found it hard to receive it for yourself. But my child, you are just as worthy of my attention as the people you care for. I am not using you and forgetting you. I am loving you for who you are. So as you rest now, let your soul become a quiet sanctuary, a place where my presence is welcomed. Imagine your mind like a small room with a soft light in the center. That light is my spirit living in you. Around that light there may be thoughts that rise up, but you do not have to chase them all. You can let them pass like clouds moving across the sky, while you keep your eyes on the gentle glow in the middle. That glow is my faithful love, constant, steady, unworried, and kind. I lift a simple prayer for you again. Father, here is your child lying in the stillness of this night. You see the thoughts they do not voice, the secret worries they hide from others. You know the questions that sit heavy on the heart. I ask that you strengthen their inner being as they rest, refresh their mind from the rush of the day. Help them to store only what is needful and release what is harmful. Guard their dreams from fear and fill their night with images of hope and peace. Give them the quiet assurance that they are never outside of your care. Remind them that the same power that raised me from the grave is still alive and active in their life, not as a distant idea, but as a living reality. Let this power not only move in great miracles, but also in the simple grace of getting up tomorrow, of trying again, of choosing kindness one more time, of believing one more day. Let them sense that they are held by something stronger than their own willpower. They are held by your unshakable love. My child, you often measure yourself by what you accomplish, by how productive you have been, by how well you have met expectations, both your own and those of others. But I do not measure you that way. I look at your heart. I see the love that still wants to grow. I see the desire to do what is right, even when you stumble. I see the tears you hide when you feel that you have failed, and I cover you in compassion. I remind you that you are not defined by your worst day or your hardest moment. You are defined by my love for you. Let that truth sink into you now like warm oil poured over a weary body. Slowly, gently, steadily, it seeps into the cracks of your tired heart. My love is not rushed. It is patient. It sits with you. It does not demand that you stand up too quickly. It does not scold you for being weak. Instead, it whispers that you are safe, that you are wanted, that you belong. When you finally believe this, even a little, something in you relaxes at a deeper level than you knew existed, and in that place, true rest begins. You may look at your life and see only the battles, the unfinished tasks, the unanswered questions. But when I look at you, I also see the courage it took for you to keep going. I see the times you chose kindness when you could have chosen bitterness. I see the moments when you forgave quietly, when you shared what you had, when you kept loving even without being thanked. None of these small acts are forgotten. They all shine before me like hidden stars that only become visible in the darkest sky. In this night, as your body becomes heavier and your thoughts begin to slow, I want you to picture yourself leaning against my chest, like a child resting against a loving parent. You do not have to say anything. You do not have to explain yourself. You do not have to justify your feelings. You can simply lean. Feel the steady beat of my heart. That rhythm has never changed. It has never sped up in panic. It has never slowed in indifference. It is constant, faithful, strong, and every beat declares over you, you are loved. You are loved. You are loved. Stay here with me in this place of quiet closeness, even as you drift towards sleep. Abide in me in this simple way, with your breathing slow, your muscles soft, your thoughts unforced. Let the last awareness you carry before sleep be this: I am here. I am for you. I am not leaving. I am your peace when your heart is tired, and I will keep watch over you through the night. Rest now, my child, and let your soul sleep in the shelter of my care. My child, tonight I want to dress you for every battle you face, not with the armor of this world, but with the armor that comes from my heart. I want you to feel covered, protected, and safe. Even as you lie here in your bed, I am not only speaking about distant spiritual ideas. I am speaking about something very real, my presence surrounding you like a shield, my strength resting upon you like a gentle but unbreakable covering. In your life there have been days when you felt exposed, as if every fear, every accusation, every harsh word could strike you without warning. There have been moments when you wished you could hide inside a place that nothing could touch. Tonight I tell you this: in me you have that place. In me you are not left uncovered. I clothe you myself, from your head to your feet, and I do it with love, with patience, with deep understanding of every wound you carry. Now, in the quiet of this night, imagine that you are standing before me, not as a soldier who must impress a commander, but as a beloved child standing before a father who delights in caring for you. You do not need to force a brave face. You do not need to pretend that you are not afraid. You can stand just as you are, tired, fragile, perhaps even trembling, and I begin to dress you with the armor that is mine. I start with your head, the place where so many battles begin, where thoughts race and fears speak loudly. Gently I place upon you the helmet of salvation. It is not made of cold metal. It is made of my promise that you are mine, that your life is held in my hands, that your future is secured in my love. This helmet does not press you with heavy shame. It surrounds your mind with the assurance that you are not lost, that you are not forgotten, that you belong to me now and always. Feel for a moment how many arrows have flown toward your thoughts, lies that told you that you are not enough, that you are a failure, that you are unlovable, that you are alone. As this helmet rests upon you, those arrows lose their power. They cannot pierce what I have covered. Salvation means more than a distant hope. It is the present safety of being held by me. When those accusing thoughts try to shout again, they now echo off the strength of my promise and fade into the distance. From your head my hands move to your chest, to the place where your heart has been bruised by disappointment and broken by loss. Over this tender place I fasten the breastplate of righteousness. But listen carefully. This righteousness is not something you earned. It is not a medal for perfect behavior. It is my own righteousness given to you, a covering that no accusation can penetrate, a shield that says this child is forgiven, this child is accepted, this child is covered by the goodness of Christ. You have carried guilt like a heavy stone on your chest. There have been nights when your heart replayed past mistakes over and over again. Tonight I want you to see that stone being lifted away. The breastplate I give is stronger than your regret. It protects your heart from the arrows of shame that say you are defined by your worst moments. Every beat of your heart under this armor is a quiet testimony that you are protected by my mercy and my grace, not by your own perfection. I then wrap my hands around your middle and fasten the belt of truth around your waist. This truth is not cold information. It is the solid reality of who I am and who you are in me. Lies have tried to bend your posture, to make you walk hunched over, unsure, always doubting. When my truth encircles you, it holds you together from the inside. It reminds you that you are loved, that you have purpose, that your life is not an accident. The belt of my truth keeps you from falling apart when everything seems uncertain. With this truth around you, you are able to discern what is from my heart and what is not. You begin to recognize the subtle whispers that lead you toward despair and you gently turn away from them. You start to notice the quiet invitations of my spirit, leading you toward hope, toward forgiveness, toward courage. This discernment is part of your protection, for when you walk in my truth, you do not wander as easily into the traps laid for your soul. Now, my child, look at your hands in the stillness of this moment. Into those hands I place the sword of the Spirit, which is my living word. Do not imagine a harsh weapon in the hands of someone angry. Instead, see a gentle but powerful light resting in your grip. This light cuts through confusion, through deception, through despair. When you remember the words of life that I have spoken over you, you are lifting this sword, not to wound yourself or others, but to cut away the darkness that tries to cling to your mind. You may think that you do not know enough, that you are not spiritual enough to hold such a sword, but understand this: every promise you remember, Every truth you cling to, every simple phrase like "I am with you," "I will never leave you," "I love you," is already a sharp blade in the night. You do not fight with complicated ideas. You stand firm with simple faith in what I have said. And my spirit strengthens your hands so that you do not drop this sword even when you feel tired. In your other hand I place the shield of faith. This shield is not thin and fragile. It is wide and strong, large enough to cover you when the rain of accusations and fears starts to fall. Faith is not the absence of all questions. Faith is the choice to hold up this shield even when questions remain. It is the quiet decision to say, "I do not understand everything, but I choose to trust the one who does." With this shield raised, the flaming arrows of the evil one lose their power. They strike what I have provided and they go out. There have been seasons in your life when it felt as if everything was attacking you at once. Thoughts, circumstances, memories, comments from others. In those times you may have felt bare and undefended. But tonight I want you to feel the difference. Imagine each fearful thought as an arrow flying toward you. Then see it striking the shield in your hand, sizzling out, falling to the ground without reaching your heart. You are not defenseless. You are not at the mercy of every attack. You are covered in ways you did not notice before. Now look down at your feet, my child, the very places that carry you through the world. Many times your steps have been guided by worry or pushed by pressure. Tonight I bend down and fit your feet with the readiness of the gospel of peace. These are not heavy boots of anxiety. They are shoes made for walking in calm. Every step you take in them is a step that remembers my love. A step that carries the message, both to your own heart and to others, that there is hope, that there is forgiveness, that there is a way back home. With these shoes, you no longer walk on sharp ground barefoot. Your journey may still pass through hard places, but the peace I give protects your steps. When you face a new day, you can remember that you are not walking into it unprepared. Your feet are already wrapped in my peace. The message of my good news is not only something you speak, it is something you carry in the way you move, calm, steady, aware that you are loved and sent. Now see yourself fully clothed in this armor, helmet on your head, breastplate over your heart, belt around your waist, sword in your hand, shield in the other, shoes of peace on your feet, and yet at the same time, you are still lying in your bed, still small and gentle in this quiet room. This is the mystery of my protection. You do not have to look fierce or loud for it to be real. You can be resting, breathing slowly, almost asleep, and still you are dressed in strength from head to toe. I want you to understand that this armor is not something you must force onto yourself every moment in fear of losing it. It is my gift to you, my way of saying that you are never naked in the face of spiritual storms. My presence is your armor. My love is your covering. My truth is your support. Every piece reflects some part of who I am for you, and who you are in me. When you forget this during the day, I remind you again at night, as I do now, so that your heart can rest. While you sleep, there may still be battles you do not see, thoughts that try to rise, unseen tensions in your soul. But remember, your defender does not sleep. I keep watch over you, guarding what you have entrusted to me. I stand at the door of your mind. I stand beside the bed where you rest, and I stay near your heart. If fears try to creep in, they must first face the armor I have placed upon you, and they must face me, the one who loves you. So breathe in once more, slowly and deeply. Feel again the gentle weight of this holy armor, not heavy like a burden, but firm like an embrace. Let your mind picture my hand resting lightly upon your head, upon your heart, upon your shoulders. I am blessing you. I am covering you. I am strengthening you. There is no part of you that I leave unguarded, no corner of your life that I leave alone. In me you are fully seen and fully protected. Now, my child, allow sleep to come closer. You do not need to hold the details in your memory. My spirit will hold them for you. You do not need to repeat every name of each part of the armor. I know them, and I have placed them on you. Your only task is to rest inside my protection. Let your eyes become heavy. Let your breathing soften. Let your thoughts drift like leaves on a slow river, and sink into the deep assurance that tonight, and every night, you are clothed in my light, guarded by my strength, and wrapped in my unfailing love. My child, there is a race that only you can run, a path that has been drawn for your feet alone. Sometimes you feel as if you are stumbling through each day without direction, but I want you to know that I have marked out a course for your life with care. I have seen every hill and every valley on that path, and I do not stand far away watching you struggle. I walk and run beside you, step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment. In this race your strength often feels small. There are days when you start with courage and end in exhaustion. There are seasons when you feel as if you are moving in slow motion while the world runs past you. Yet I tell you this, the measure of your worth is not how fast you appear to move. The measure of your worth is that you are mine. You are running with me. Every small step taken in my direction has eternal value, even when no one else sees it. Think for a moment of those who train their bodies for competition. They wake early. They deny themselves many comforts. They repeat the same movements again and again, all for a crown that will fade. Their discipline and focus can be inspiring. But the race I invite you into is even more precious, for the prize you are moving toward is not a medal of this world. It is a deeper knowledge of my heart, a closer nearness to my presence, a joy that cannot be taken away by changing circumstances. There are people who have played their games and run their laps in front of crowds, and some of them whispered in their hearts that every effort was for my glory. They wanted their work, their perseverance, their courage to point beyond themselves to me. That kind of devotion is beautiful. It shows a heart that understands that life is not just about winning and losing. It is about reflecting the light of the one who gave them breath. In the same way, when you choose to live your ordinary days. For me, your quiet faith becomes a testimony of my goodness. You may feel that your race is not impressive. There are no stadium lights, no cameras, no cheering audience, but heaven is not blind to your journey. Every time you choose kindness when you are tired, every time you forgive when it would be easier to stay angry, every time you keep going when you want to give up, your steps echo in eternity. The cloud of witnesses knows that you are still running, and I, your Lord, stand beside you with a smile that does not fade. Sometimes the race feels more like a battle, as if you are running while carrying heavy armor, burdens strapped to your shoulders, memories pulling at your feet. But remember what I have already told you. I am the one who clothes you in armor, not to make your journey harder, but to keep you safe while you move forward. The helmet on your mind, the shield in your hand, the shoes of peace on your feet. All of this is so that you can run without being destroyed by the arrows that fly toward you. When you feel surrounded by giants, problems that look far too big, challenges that tower above your strength, do not stare at their height for too long. Instead, look at me. I am the God who helped a young shepherd face a giant with nothing but a simple weapon and a heart that trusted. That story is not just ancient history, it is a picture for you. I am still the same. I still take small courage and turn it into great victory. I still use weak hands to bring down strong obstacles. There are moments when you whisper in your heart that you do not have the courage of people like Daniel, who stood among lions, or Moses, who walked through wilderness and led others with trembling hands. You feel as if your faith is too small to be compared. But listen, the same God who stood with them stands with you. The courage they had was not born from themselves. It was born from trust in me, and I am just as willing to plant courage in you when you lean on me. Imagine for a moment that your life is like a long course stretching out before you. Some parts are smooth and easy, lit by the soft glow of morning light. Other parts are steep and rocky, covered by clouds. There are stretches where you run with a sense of joy, and stretches where you only manage to walk, and sometimes only to stand and breathe. I want you to know that in all of these moments, I am at your side, matching my pace to your capacity, not measuring you by how far you go in a day, but by the fact that you stay with me. There will be days when you feel as if you are running uphill into strong wind. Everything in you will want to sit down on the path and say that you cannot continue. In those moments, hear my voice, not as a harsh command, but as a gentle encouragement. I whisper that you do not have to sprint. You do not have to impress me. You simply have to take the next small step. And if even that feels impossible, then let me hold you while you rest. For the race I call you to is not a contest of speed. It is a journey of trust. You may think that you are running alone, but you are not. My spirit moves like a quiet coach inside your soul, not shouting at you with condemnation, but guiding you with wisdom, reminding you of truth when your mind wants to give into lies, nudging you toward hope when despair feels easier, giving you a second wind when your strength feels gone. Even when you are not aware of this, I am there, breathing courage into your inner being. There are songs that speak of facing lions, crossing barren places, standing before giants, and asking for bold faith, steady hope, and a heart like that of a shepherd king. When you hear these themes, let them remind you not only of stories from long ago, but of what I desire to grow in you. I desire to give you a faith that can stand in a room full of fear, a hope that does not die in the dry seasons of life, a heart that keeps coming back to me, even after discouragement. When you whisper to me that you want to face your giants with confidence, know that I hear you. Yet understand this, the confidence I give is not loud pride. It is not a shout that drowns out others. It is a quiet assurance that rests in my character. It is the steady knowing that I am bigger than every fear, that I have already overcome the world, that my victory covers your failures. When this kind of confidence fills you, you can stand in front of problems that once terrified you and say in your heart, I am not alone, my God is with me. Picture in your mind that you are standing at the starting line of a new day. The path ahead is unknown. There are turns you cannot see, hills you cannot predict, but at your side I stand. I place my hand on your shoulder and I look into your eyes with kindness. I tell you that you do not have to be afraid of the distance. I will be there at the first step and at the last, and at every step between. Even if you stumble, I will not leave you lying on the ground. I will lift you up and walk with you again. Now see yourself not only at the start, but near the finish of a long season. You are tired, your muscles ache, your lungs burn, your eyes are wet with tears. You wonder if any of this has mattered. Then you hear my voice calling your name, not from far away, but from right beside you. I remind you of the times you loved in secret, served quietly, forgave without applause. All of those moments have woven together into a story of faithfulness, and I have seen every one. You are not running in vain. Nothing done in love with me is ever wasted. In this race you sometimes compare yourself with others. You see someone else moving more quickly, achieving more, appearing stronger, and you feel small. But I want you to know that I did not ask you to run their race. I asked you to run yours with me. The finish line I have prepared for you is not the same as theirs. The lessons, the timing, the miracles, the struggles, all of these are uniquely shaped for your heart. When you stop comparing and start listening, you will hear my footsteps at your side and my voice saying that you are exactly where you need to be in this moment. There is a joy that comes when a runner sees the goal ahead, a surge of energy that rises in them when they realize they are close to the end. In the same way, there are moments in your journey when I allow you to glimpse a little more of what I am doing. You see a prayer answered, a relationship restored, a burden lifted, a door open. In those moments I am giving you a taste of the joy that waits at the ultimate finish line. The joy of being fully with me in a place where there are no more battles, no more races to run, only rest and celebration. There will be days when you feel as if you are running uphill into strong wind. Everything in you will want to sit down on the path and say that you cannot continue. In those moments, hear my voice, not as a harsh command, but as a gentle encouragement. I whisper that you do not have to sprint. You do not have to impress me. You simply have to take the next small step. And if even that feels impossible, then let me hold you while you rest. For the race I call you to is not a contest of speed. It is a journey of trust. You may think that you are running alone, but you are not. My spirit moves like a quiet coach inside your soul, not shouting at you with condemnation, but guiding you with wisdom, reminding you of truth when your mind wants to give into lies, nudging you toward hope when despair feels easier. giving you a second wind when your strength feels gone. Even when you are not aware of this, I am there, breathing courage into your inner being. There are songs that speak of facing lions, crossing barren places, standing before giants, and asking for bold faith, steady hope, and a heart like that of a shepherd king. When you hear these themes, let them remind you not only of stories from long ago, but of what I desire to grow in you. I desire to give you a faith that can stand in a room full of fear, a hope that does not die in the dry seasons of life, a heart that keeps coming back to me, even after discouragement. When you whisper to me that you want to face your giants with confidence, know that I hear you, yet understand this. The confidence I give is not loud pride. It is not a shout that drowns out others. It is a quiet assurance that rests in my character. It is the steady knowing that I am bigger than every fear, that I have already overcome the world, that my victory covers your failures. When this kind of confidence fills you, you can stand in front of problems that once terrified you and say in your heart, I am not alone, my God is with me. Picture in your mind that you are standing at the starting line of a new day. The path ahead is unknown. There are turns you cannot see, hills you cannot predict, but at your side I stand. I place my hand on your shoulder and I look into your eyes with kindness. I tell you that you do not have to be afraid of the distance. I will be there at the first step and at the last, and at every step between. Even if you stumble, I will not leave you lying on the ground. I will lift you up and walk with you again. Now see yourself not only at the start, but near the finish of a long season. You are tired, your muscles ache, your lungs burn, your eyes are wet with tears. You wonder if any of this has mattered. Then you hear my voice calling your name, not from far away, but from right beside you. I remind you of the times you loved in secret, served quietly, forgave without applause. All of those moments have woven together into a story of faithfulness, and I have seen every one. You are not running in vain. Nothing done in love with me is ever wasted. In this race you sometimes compare yourself with others. You see someone else moving more quickly, achieving more, appearing stronger, and you feel small. But I want you to know that I did not ask you to run their race. I asked you to run yours with me. The finish line I have prepared for you is not the same as theirs. The lessons, the timing, the miracles, the struggles, all of these are uniquely shaped for your heart. When you stop comparing and start listening, you will hear my footsteps at your side and my voice saying that you are exactly where you need to be in this moment. There is a joy that comes when a runner sees the goal ahead, a surge of energy that rises in them when they realize they are close to the end. In the same way, there are moments in your journey when I allow you to glimpse a little more of what I am doing. You see a prayer answered, a relationship restored, a burden lifted, a door open. In those moments I am giving you a taste of the joy that waits at the ultimate finish line. The joy of being fully with me in a place where there are no more battles, no more races to run, only rest and celebration. My child, now we come to the deep stillness of the night, the hour when many hearts feel most vulnerable. The world outside is quiet, lights grow dim, and the sounds of the day fade away, yet inside you there can still be storms, thoughts that do not rest, fears that grow louder when everything else becomes silent. Tonight I want to draw you under my wings, into a place of shelter that no darkness can invade. You have known nights when your chest felt tight and your mind would not stop turning. Nights when old memories walked through your thoughts like shadows. Nights when worries about tomorrow sat heavy on your heart. Perhaps you have felt fears that you could not even name, only a weight that would not lift. My child, I see all of this. I do not dismiss it. I do not tell you to simply be stronger. Instead, I open my arms and invite you to come closer, to hide in me rather than fight alone. Imagine now that you are very small again, like a child standing in a room that suddenly feels too big and too dark. There is a storm outside, wind against the windows, distant sounds that make you uneasy. In that moment, a loving parent would not simply say, "Do not be afraid," and then leave. They would bend down, gather you into their arms, cover you with their presence. This is what I am doing for you now. I bend low. I gather you. I surround you with myself. The ancient words that speak of me say that I cover my children with my feathers, that under my wings they find refuge. These are not cold images. They are tender and warm, like a bird sheltering its young from wind and rain, like a mother pulling a child into her embrace. Under my wings there is room for all of your fear, all of your questions, all of your secret tears. You do not have to stand out in the storm on your own. I make a place for you close to my heart. You may feel that fear in the night is a sign that your faith is small, but hear me, fear is a part of being human in a broken world. I do not despise you when you are afraid. I do not walk away from you when your body trembles and your thoughts race. Instead, I move closer. I draw my wings more tightly around you. I speak softly to your spirit that you are not in danger of being abandoned, that you are not forgotten in the dark. There are terrors that belong to the night, unseen threats, unknown noises, and there are arrows that fly by day, sharp words, harsh circumstances, sudden news. Many things in your life have felt like that. Attacks that came without warning, moments that pierced your heart and left you shaken. But when you dwell in me, none of these things have the final word. They may roar for a while, but they cannot break the shelter I have built around your soul. I am not only your refuge from obvious dangers, I am also your refuge from the heavy weight of constant vigilance. You have spent so much time watching, controlling, planning, guarding every detail of your life and the lives of those you love, that your heart has grown tired. In the daytime you hold everything tightly. At night you still feel responsible for it all. Tonight I invite you to loosen your grip, to let your hands rest, to let me be the one who keeps watch while you sleep. Think of a small child who finally falls asleep in the arms of someone they trust. They do not keep one eye open to check the door. They do not listen for every sound. They simply rest, because they believe that the one holding them is awake and attentive. My child, you are that small one in my arms now. You can let go of your need to monitor every possibility. Because I am not sleeping, I am not distracted, I am not careless with your life. Under my wings there is a deep and gentle quiet. not the silence of emptiness, but the silence of safety. The sounds that once frightened you become distant and soft. The storm may still rage outside, but it cannot overturn the shelter in which you rest. My faithfulness is like a strong shield around you. I do not shield you from every hardship, but I do shield you from being destroyed, from being abandoned, from being separated from my love. You have sometimes wondered if you are allowed to feel safe when so much in the world is uncertain. You have felt almost guilty for moments of peace, as if you are not paying attention enough, as if you must always be on guard. But I tell you that peace in my presence is not denial, it is trust. When you let yourself rest under my wings, you are not ignoring reality. You are acknowledging a deeper truth, that I am larger than the dangers you fear, that my care for you is stronger than any threat around you. Tonight I want you to picture yourself curling up beneath a wide and gentle wing, soft and warm, wrapped around you like a living blanket. You feel the steady heartbeat of the one who shelters you, the rise and fall of a breath that never falters. Each beat of my heart says you are loved. Each breath says you are safe. In this place you do not have to be composed. You can cry if you need to. You can let your body sob until the tears are finished, and I will still hold you. I know the worries that visit you at night, fears about the future, about health, about family, about money, questions about your purpose and your worth, memories of past mistakes that come to sit at the edge of your bed. Each one of these worries is like a small creature scratching at the entrance of your shelter, trying to get in. But under my wings you are not required to entertain them. You can hear them and yet choose to stay close to me. You can say in your heart, I will give this to my Lord, and remain resting. You do not need to manage the whole world from your pillow. You do not need to try to fix every story before you sleep. There is a time for action and there is a time for surrender. The night I have created is a gift for surrender, for laying burdens down, for letting your heart remember that it is not the savior of anyone, not even of itself. I am the Savior. I am the one who carries the weight of the universe without strain. When you hand me your cares in the night, you are not abandoning responsibility. You are placing it in the only truly capable hands. Now, as you breathe slowly, imagine that each exhale is a small surrender, a letting go. Breathe out the fear that has wrapped itself around your chest. Breathe out the what-if thoughts that spin in circles. Breathe out the guilt that whispers that you have not done enough. With each breath you release a little more of what you have held too tightly, and as you do, you sink a little deeper into the softness of my shelter. Your muscles loosen, your jaw unclenches. Your hands do not need to grip the sheets. There are promises spoken over those who dwell in my shelter. They are kept close, not abandoned to harm. This does not mean they never feel pain, but it means that pain is never the end of their story. They walk through valleys, but they are never truly alone. They face enemies, but I stand between them and destruction. They meet uncertainty, but my presence remains certain. My child, these promises are for you, not just for others who seem stronger or more worthy. My heart for you is as personal and tender as it is for any of my beloved ones. I lift my voice once more to the Father for you. Father, here in this room is your child, surrounded by the shadows of the night. I ask that your wings would settle over them in a way that their soul can feel. Let the restless thoughts grow quiet. Let the fear that hides in the corners of their mind be pushed out by your gentle light. Let their body fall into a deep and healing sleep, not shallow and broken, but full and restoring. Cover them in the secret place of your presence. Keep them from the unseen arrows of accusation and shame, when lies try to whisper to them even in their dreams. Answer those lies with your truth. Remind their spirit that they are loved, that they are chosen, that they are protected. Surround their bed with peace. Let the atmosphere of this room be heavy with your nearness. Let no darkness claim this space, for it belongs to you and to your child. Give them the sense, even if they cannot explain it, that they are being held, that they are not sleeping unguarded, that they are not drifting alone in the dark, but resting in your arms. Let them wake in the morning with a lightness they cannot fully describe, a sense that something heavy has been taken from them in the night, that you have worked in their heart while they slept, healing what was wounded, calming what was stormy, straightening what was twisted by fear. My child, as your eyelids grow heavier and your thoughts slow down, remember this above all: the Lord of heaven and earth cares about every detail of your life. No concern is too small, no cry is too quiet, no fear is too hidden. You are never just another face in a crowd to me. You are a beloved soul with a name I cherish, with a story I hold carefully, with a future I am writing with wisdom and love. Under my wings you are safe tonight, and under my wings you will remain as you walk through every day to come. Now let yourself sink completely into rest. You have nothing left to prove, nothing left to explain. There is no one you must impress in this hour, not even me. I am already pleased to call you mine. I am already committed to your good. Let the last conscious thought of your mind be simple and gentle, that you are covered, that you are sheltered, that you are loved. Breathe in my peace, breathe out your fear, and fall asleep in the warm shadow of my wings, in the deep refuge of my unchanging love. My child, as this night deepens and your body grows heavier with rest, I want to speak one more time to the quiet place inside you, the place that listens even when your thoughts are almost asleep, the place that still wonders if you are truly safe, truly loved, truly held. I lean close to that place now, and I surround it with my presence. You have walked through many battles, some that were seen by others, many that were hidden behind your smile. There were seasons when you felt strong, and others when you felt as if everything inside you was breaking. You have faced moments that you never thought you would survive, yet you are here, breathing, listening, lying in this bed. And I am here with you, closer than your own breath, closer than the beating of your own heart. I want you to know that nothing in your story has surprised me, not the battles, not the mistakes, not the delays. I have seen every twist and turn, and through it all my eyes have never left you. When you thought you had wandered too far, my gaze still rested on you with tenderness. When you felt that you had failed beyond repair, my hands were still reaching out to lift you. When you felt unworthy of love, My love for you did not move even a little. There were days when you tried to carry everything in your own strength. You thought that you needed to solve every problem, fix every heart, hold every piece together with your bare hands. That weight was never meant to rest on your shoulders. My child, I created your heart to lean, not to live as a small god of your own world. Tonight I invite you again to lay down the role that has exhausted you, and to simply be what you truly are, my beloved child in my arms. You call me your defender, and that is who I am. I defend you not only from the things outside of you, but also from the lies that rise within you. When shame says that you are not enough, I stand between you and that voice and I speak a different word. When fear says that your future is hopeless, I stand between you and that fear and I breathe hope into your spirit. When condemnation says that your past has ruined everything, I cover you with my mercy and declare that your story is not over. I have placed my armor upon you. I have wrapped your mind in the safety of my saving love. I have covered your heart with a righteousness that comes from me, not from your performance. I have tightened my truth around you so that you do not fall apart when everything shakes. I have put faith like a shield in your hand, and my living word like a light that cuts through the dark. Your feet are wrapped in a peace that the world did not give you and cannot take away, even when you forget this in the daytime. It remains true, because it rests on my faithfulness, not yours. You sometimes look at yourself and see only weakness, but I look at you and see a heart that has kept moving, even when it was tired. You see your stumbles. I see the way you stood up again. You see the moments when you broke. I see the soft soil those moments created, where compassion could grow. You see how slowly you change. I see the deep work that is happening beneath the surface, layer by layer, day by day. Tonight I want to lift your chin gently, not so that you will look at your problems, but so that you will look at me, your defender, your shepherd, your friend. I have won a victory that you could never win on your own, a victory over sin, over death, over the deepest darkness. That victory is not a distant story from long ago. It is a river that still flows toward you now, washing over your guilt, washing over your fear, washing over the belief that you are on your own. You are not fighting for victory. You are resting in a victory that has already been secured. This does not mean that life is easy. It means that the foundation beneath your feet is unshakable. The world may tremble, people may change, circumstances may twist and turn, but the ground of my finished work does not move. The cross and the empty tomb stand forever as a doorway that no power of darkness can close. You live your days on that foundation, even when you feel like you are standing on sand. When you feel too weak to fight, remember that I am not asking you to impress me with your strength. I am asking you to lean on mine. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is simply to stay in my presence, to keep turning your heart toward me in small ways. Even when you do not feel anything, you may think that nothing is happening in those quiet moments, but the roots of your soul are growing deeper into my love, even when you cannot see it. My child, you often think that faith is loud and dramatic, yet many times faith is quiet. Faith is the decision to keep trusting when you feel nothing at all. Faith is the choice to say in your heart, I will believe that you are here, even when my feelings are numb. Faith is the gentle turning of your attention toward me again after your thoughts have wandered. Faith is that small yes you whisper to me in the dark, when no one else can hear you. Each of those small moments matters to me. I gather them like precious jewels. I see every time you have chosen to forgive when bitterness seemed easier, every time you have chosen to love when your heart was tired, every time you have chosen to be honest when hiding would have been simpler. None of these acts are wasted. They all reflect my own heart in you, and they all shine in my sight with a beauty that this world often does not recognize. You may wonder if your life truly carries light, but hear me, you are a light more than you know. Sometimes your light is not a blazing fire, but a small flame that refuses to go out in the wind, a soft glow in a very dark room. When you show kindness, when you listen, when you pray quietly for others, when you keep walking with me, your life whispers to the world that I am real, that I am gentle, that I am near. This whisper matters, especially to hearts that are too wounded to listen to loud voices. I am not ashamed to be called your defender. I am not embarrassed by your weakness. I am honored to guard your life, to walk beside you, to carry you when you cannot walk. I do not compare you to others and find you lacking. I look at you and see someone worth dying for, worth rescuing, worth restoring. My love for you is not thin or fragile. It is strong enough to hold you in every season. Even in the seasons when you do not feel my presence, I am still there, steady and sure. Tonight as you breathe, let each breath become a simple prayer. You do not need many words. You can let your inhale carry the thought that I am with you, and your exhale carry the thought that you are letting go of control, letting go of fear, letting go of the story you keep telling yourself that you are alone. With every breath, sink a little deeper into my rest, like a leaf that slowly settles onto the surface of a calm river. If memories rise up, if worries try to speak again, you do not need to fight them violently. You can simply notice them and then turn your attention back to me. Imagine that your thoughts are like birds crossing the sky. Some are gentle, some are troubling, yet the sky does not chase them. It simply remains wide and open. In the same way, your soul can remain in my peace while thoughts pass through. You are not your thoughts. You are my beloved, held in my hands. Feel again the bed beneath you, the pillow under your head, the blanket over your body. Let these simple things remind you of invisible realities. The way the mattress holds your weight is a picture of the way my grace holds your life. The way the blanket covers you is a picture of the way my love covers your shame. The way the pillow cradles your head is a picture of the way my hand supports your mind. You are surrounded by signs of my care, even in the ordinary and quiet details of this moment. I lift another prayer within my heart for you. Father, this is your child, precious to you, known by you, loved by you. I ask that you seal these words in their inner being. Let them not be stolen by fear or forgotten by distraction. Let them sink down like rain into thirsty soil, producing roots of trust, branches of hope, and fruit of peace. Let this night be not only a time of physical rest, but also a holy place where something inside them is gently renewed. Let their sleep be deep and untroubled. Let their body be restored and strengthened. Let their nervous system, their thoughts, their emotions, be soothed by your touch. And when the morning comes, let them wake with a sense of being carried, not of having survived the night alone. Remind them as the first light of day enters their room, that your mercy is new again, that your faithfulness did not fade in the dark, that your hand is already extended toward the hours ahead. My child, when you step into tomorrow, remember that you are not stepping into emptiness. You are stepping into a day where I already wait for you. I will walk with you into conversations that make you nervous, decisions that feel heavy, tasks that drain your energy. I will be your quiet counselor, your steady strength, your gentle guide. You do not need to be perfect to walk with me. You only need to be willing to listen, willing to trust, willing to return to me again and again. When new battles appear, when fresh challenges rise, do not think that you must start from zero. You will not be unarmed. You will not be alone. The same armor that covers you tonight will still cover you then. The same wings that shelter you now will still be spread over you. The same hand that holds you while you sleep will hold you while you work, while you speak, while you decide, while you wait. I do not change when the sun rises. I am the same in the light and in the darkness. If at any moment you feel that the old lies begin to speak again, that you are not enough, that no one cares, that nothing will ever change, bring those lies to me at once. Do not let them build a nest in your mind. Let my truth answer them. Let my word that you are loved, forgiven, chosen, defended, and never forsaken stand higher than every other voice. You may feel the sting of those lies, but they do not have the right to rule you. My love has that right, and my love has already chosen you. Now, as this part of the night draws to a close, let your heart rest in a few simple truths. You are seen. You are safe. You are loved. You are not fighting alone. You are not running alone. You are not resting alone. I, your Lord, your defender, your shepherd, am here, and I will not leave. Not in this night. Not in the days ahead. Not in the battles yet to come. You are mine, and that will not change. Breathe in my peace one more time, my child, and as you exhale, let go again of everything that does not belong to this moment. Let your shoulders soften. Let your thoughts grow quiet. Let your spirit lean fully into me. Sleep now in the shelter of my presence, wrapped in my armor, hidden under my wings, and carried in my endless love. I am here, and I will keep watch over you.